So, guys, Spirit wanted me, I just got a download. Spirit wanted me to talk about this. Earth angels, our mission is basically to remind people that there's nothing wrong with being childlike. You understand what I'm saying now? I just showed y'all the other day me squeezing those vice grips 160 times on the hardest setting. And I told y'all the average man can only do 10. Are there guys out there who can do what I do? Of course there are. I just told y'all I haven't ran into them yet. So when I keep coming across guys, whether they bigger than me or whatever, and they can't pop out more than 20 of those reps, I said, well, this is the average strength of what's in these guys' hands. So what am I talking about? Well, I'm just talking about that I'm a very strong individual, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And I talked to you guys about how when you got it like that and the divine protection, guys, I could be a narcissist. I could be a full-blown narcissist if I actually try. Maybe I can play one in a movie. play one of what that'd be like. I could play a narcissist in a movie because I'm telling you, I could. I got everything pretty much that everybody wished they had: youth, vitality, personality. Right? Somebody would look at me and say, "Damn, you damn near perfect." I said, "No, not really, because I still can't grow my hair back on top of my head. But if you think so, okay." But anyway, guys, yeah, Earth Angels. We're basically here just to remind people. Well, the Bible talks about in order to enter the kingdom of heaven, God is, you gotta be like a child. God is looking for, people to be childlike. And remember, being childlike does not mean stupid, does not mean naive or gullible. Childlike means childlike. Am I childlike? Yeah, that's the only way I can be, guys. And whether people get offended by that or not, or hate seeing my face on the screen or hearing me talk, I can't help it. That's who I am. Okay? Some people have probably even went behind my back and told people I was autistic or something or mentally ill. And maybe some of them really thought I was. That's how bad it is. Only to find out that I can run circles around them mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And then they get even more confused. They're like, well, if you got to get all that, how come you ain't making this amount of money? You see what I mean? Ulterior motives. Earth angels, we are here to remind people what it takes to enter the kingdom. Okay? So again, I just showed y'all guys I can lift weights too. I got that kind of strength too. So don't think because I'm childlike I can't fight. Because I can. I can fight somebody like you wouldn't want to fight me. Okay? So, again, when you got this kind of power, guys, why walk around with a chip on your shoulder? And my nickname is Chip, by the way. Why walk around with a chip on your shoulder when you got like that, or the ego? People who walk around with egos and got something to prove and all this type of stuff, they don't got it like that. They kind of they following people. They don't. They still got lessons to learn. They haven't mastered themselves, rather I should say. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second here. Make sure I'm going the right way. Yeah, I am. Yeah, so to enter God's kingdom, guys, you really need to be childlike, and that kind of lines up with the in the Book of the Dead judgment scene when your heart is put on the scale and see if you're gonna go above or you're gonna go down to hell. Your heart has to be put on that feather. Excuse me, your heart has to be lighter than the feather. So when it's put on those scales, which I am a Libra, when your heart is put on those scales in the hall of my eye, if it's light as a feather, you can go on to the higher dimensions. You're free. You made it. And who do y'all know that has the lightest hearts? Children. Children have the lightest hearts. And somewhere around us, in this society, they teach you to have this big fucking ego. The training, the programming, they teach children in school for the most part to have a really big ego. So by the time they get out of college, they're like complete fucking jackasses. Some of this stuff is not their fault. But what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to eventually learn the lessons. And you have to recalculate. You have to, how can I say? You shouldn't take everything verbatim because things change. Elijah Muhammad told Farrakhan before he left to stop calling white people devils. You say, well, does that make Elijah Muhammad a hypocrite? Well, you got to understand that there's a time and place for everything, okay? There's a time and place for everything. Because we know, and definitely my experience, the only devil that's been in me seem to be black people, my own kind. They've been the biggest devils in my whole life. So this is where you have knowledge and wisdom, but then you have to have understanding. Understanding actually supersedes the knowledge and the wisdom, believe it or not. And the reason it does is because by the time you make it to understanding, you already have knowledge and wisdom in your data, in your Intel chip already. So by the time you get to understanding, then you can put all the pieces together. The things happen at a certain time for specific reasons. That's why in the ancient Hermetic text, they say, I think it's the law of correspondence, don't quote me, everything is only half truth. There is no 100% truth. It's only half truths. So anyway, guys, I didn't make my point on that. Yeah, you have to be like a child, man. And you should be like a child because when you're like a child, you can kind of take in knowledge when you're a child. Because a child, you wonder, how does a child start speaking languages? A Spanish baby starts speaking Spanish. An English baby starts speaking English. Like, how do they do that? Because they're in a childlike state of mind to be able to receive the knowledge. See? So people want to know, man, how the hell you know all this information? Because I'm like a child. I'm always available to receive knowledge. And it also has to do with anti-aging too. I forget what I heard. There's a mechanism, I forget, guys, in your brain. When you stop learning, that's when your aging starts accelerating. They didn't tell you that. They told you to get this lotion, to get this cream. They didn't tell you about matters of the heart. Because to be like a child, you have to be a master, you have to forever be a student. You have to be childlike. Everything keeps coming back to being like a child. And so when you're ready to receive it, the gifts, the spiritual gifts, you can receive it. But yeah, there's a mechanism in your brain that I can't remember where I read this, guys. When you stop learning, you just wake up one day and narcissist, whatever, you stop learning, your ego then taking full control. That's when your age starts accelerating really quickly. I'm dropping jewels on you motherfuckers, man. I ain't even charging y'all. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is, y'all. I gotta get out of here. I'm busy. Talk to y'all later. Peace. Yeah, I'm busy selling myself online. It's crazy shit, man.